this. Okay, an unplanned live chat. Unplanned live chat. Okay, let's see how many we get. Okay. Ooh. Oh, first one to the party. First one to the party. I go on holiday on Saturday, this Saturday. Is there any way you'd like me to try? Any bars you want to get drunk in? Any questions for me? Cheers. This is a can of pop, by the way. Before I have a week of alcohol use. Yeah, I'm going to Puerto Rico, Gran Canaria. What day are you going? I'm going on the 21st, this Saturday. Murphy's Kitchen. Is that top or the bottom? Murphy's Kitchen. I think I might have passed it. I'm up at the Europa end this time. Up at the Europa. Never been up there before. So yeah. Every time I've been to Puerto Rico, I've been at the Calador Castello de Sol side. So I've never stayed up at Europa, so it's a first for me. So yeah, it's going to mean taxis backwards and forwards. But I'll walk down. There'll be a taxi back up. Yeah. So Murphy's Kitchen. Where's Murphy's Kitchen then? Where's Murphy's Kitchen? Is it the shopping centre? Or is it in the Europa Centre? A good night at Mary D's. Yeah, I've been to Mary D's. I've done a bit of karaoke there. The DJ is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I've done a bit of karaoke there. I might go in throughout day. Because what you find is during the night when you're doing vlogging, there's a lot of music on. So there's only so much you can vlog with music, just copyright strike and everything. But during the day, you normally find there's a lot of football on and stuff like that. Not a lot of music, so it's good for vlogging. I went into the Temple Bar last time when I were up at Europa Centre. Loads of live music, so I just had to overdub it. Yeah. So yeah, the plan is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Sol Y Paz. It's a 2-star, a no-frills hotel. I thought I'll try it out because it was the cheapest one I could find. Because the flights have gone up through the roof. Because first time I went on holiday, Eric's is one of my favourites. The barman, I'll be in there. Last time I was there, I went to Eric's. Had a good night. Loads of 80s music. All my kind of music. So yeah, I loved it. So I'll be back in there. Defo. Love my videos of Puerto Rico. Well, there'll be loads more going on. There'll be loads more videos going on in Puerto Rico. I want to try and get at least 7 on. I'm going to try and do some excursions. And like I was saying before, when I've been staying over at Calador, when you look across the valley, there's an hotel as far as you can go to the right-hand side. It's at the end of the cliff. And I thought, wow, I wouldn't really like to stay there because it's a little bit out of the way. But because it's out of the way, it might be a really, really nice hotel. So I'm going to try walk on there and check it out and see what it is like. It might be a right nice place, actually. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to take loads of little walks up at Top End as well. Because last time I was at Puerto Rico, I went up to the Europa Centre. I walked up the hill. You might have seen it on one of the videos. And I walked past Solway Pass. And then there was some like little snickets leading off. So I don't know where they go. So I'm going to take a walk and see where it takes me. There might be some nice little bars. There might be some nice little hotels. So if there's some nice hotels, I'll make a note of them. So, you know what I mean? If I go there next time, yeah, there might be some nice little gems there. Any other bars that you recommend that I might not have tried? Is there any out at way? Is there any bars apart from Europa Centre and the shopping centre off at Beaten Track? Is there anywhere else to go off at Beaten Track? Puerto Rico Azul. Have you tried Puerto Rico Azul? Great hotel. I think I might have passed that somewhere. I think I might have seen it. Yeah, Azul. I have walked past it, but I can't remember where. I passed it, but I have passed it. Yeah. The hotels I've tried, the hotels I've been in while I've been in Puerto Rico, I have stayed in Calanova. Oh, Calanova. I stayed there about, that was with the wife, then girlfriend, probably about 10 years ago. So I stayed there once. I stayed at Calador about 4 times. I went once with the ex-wife about 15 years ago. Then I went once with a group of mates. And then I think I've been there at least twice. I've been to Castello del Sol. That's just next door. Been there twice. And I went to one called the Casablanca. That's next door to that one. So all the hotels I've stayed have always been on that side, Calador side. So yeah, first time up at the Europa Centre. So no doubt I'll be spending quite a few time in those bars up there. So yeah, any more questions for me, guys? Like I say, this is a totally unplanned chat. Okay, I haven't advertised it or nothing. It's just a spur of the moment thing. I want to try and do them, you know, maybe once a week. Like I say, a bit of a catch up, keep people posted on what's going on. But this year, so far, up to now, obviously, Puerto Rico by myself on Saturday. Flights all booked, boom, 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 ready. Then we go to, what's that place called now? Some Greek island where they filmed Mamma Mia, that island. And then we're going on a cruise in August. Okay. Bon King, pleased to see you popping in. Dusty Nelly's is a good club. Best breakfast I've had so far. A bit of a walk. Great place. Do you mean Dirty Nelly's? Dirty Nelly's. Because I've been to Dirty Nelly's. I went there for a Guinness. It's up and round the harbour, up the hill, through the tunnel. Is that the one? Bar, I should say. Yeah. Have I tried Beatbox for a breakfast near the marina? Never heard of it. Beatbox. I'll give it a go. I'll have a look. But yeah, regarding Dirty Nelly's, I've been there. I went up there for, like I say, I think my wife at the time, my mate wife went up, we walked up, had a couple of pints of Guinness, sat outside, really nice. And then last time I went, I was told there was supposed to be like a woman in a cave thing. Someone told me about this woman in a cave. So I went up looking, couldn't find Jack, couldn't find nothing. Anyway, I called back in there and had a few more beers. So it was a good excuse, wasn't it? Yeah. Best boxes too. Great recommendation. beatbox. Beatbox? Never heard of that. I have never heard of the beatbox, but I'll certainly go looking for it. Defo. Anyway, have you guys got any plans? Any holidays? Are you going to Puerto Rico again? Skiathos, that's the one we're going to. Skiathos in May. But no doubt in between that, there'll be a few pub crawls, a few weekends away, stuff like that. Yeah. Hopefully get there June, July. It'll be red hot then. It'll be red hot. And I think I'm going to try and get there as well, maybe a couple of times this year. Because what you normally find is, I've put videos on. I put videos on from Rome. I put videos on from Vietnam and stuff like that. And the YouTube views, they're not massive. They don't go through the roof. But when I tend to put some Puerto Rico ones on, they seem to do pretty well for the views. So, yeah, it's good to go back there. Good to go back. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I might try and do some excursions. I think I go on that Get My Guide app. And I think I've seen like a tour of the island. It's an 8-hour thing. So I might do that. Yeah. We love to see drunk Mick. I think you're really drunk last time. Seriously. No, the only time I get a little bit tipsy is on the first day. The first day of getting there. Because the reason being is, and they've all been late flights as well. So, you get to airport, normally have 2 beers, maybe 2.5. Then you get on plane, a couple of little bottles of wine while you're on plane. And then, obviously, when I've been getting to digs, maybe 11, 12 o'clock at night, down to a shopping centre to do all, Snoopies and all the rest of them, then it's on beers and stuff. And because I've been no rest and stuff, it tends to go to my head. But then after that, the rest of the holiday, yeah, I mean, especially the last time I was drinking white wine and stuff like that, and I didn't feel drunk once. You might say different, but I didn't feel drunk. But yeah, there's only so much lager I can drink. You get a bit gassed up, don't you? Gassed up. So hence the white wine. And it's supposed to be better for you, isn't it? So they say. Not as many calories. So thanks to everyone so far. Kevin, Bonking, we've got 3, who's the other one? Who's the other one we've got in? We've got 3 in here, but we can only see 2 here. Okay. 4 people, thank you guys. Thank you for joining me. Come on, let's keep this party going. Let's keep the chat coming. What is your best holiday you've been on? What is the best holiday you've been on, you think? Yes, once in a lifetime thing. If I could afford it, I'd love to go there again. Really should change your name. I'm 49. Really? I really should change that name. I'm 49 now. Cracking. Anyway, my best holiday. In fact, I put a video on YouTube. It was just to fill the gap, you know what I mean? To fill the gap in between holidays. I put my 5-star holidays. Now, my best holiday that I've been on so far is the Maldives. But it wasn't just the Maldives, it was the holiday before that as well. I went to Dubai for 3 days, then I went to Maldives. I set the fire alarm off in Dubai, high rise, so they nearly had to evacuate the hotel. I thought we were going to get fined as well for setting all fire alarms off. Everybody's running in corridors. Chaos. All because of a moth in a fire smoke alarm, and I sprayed it with some deodorant. So that were exciting. And then we got a seaplane then to the Maldives, overlooking all islands and everything. It was an amazing holiday. All the fish, baby sharks swimming around your feet. It was absolutely amazing. So yeah, that was really good. So if you do get a chance to go to the Maldives, I would highly recommend, if you did go, because you might get a bit bored if you go to the wrong island, because some of these islands is hardly nothing to do. But we went to one called Curamafe. Curamafe, it's one of the biggest islands. And when you look at some of these adverts for the Maldives, it shows you a clip of this sand dune, and you can walk onto it, and it takes you right out into the sea. But you can only walk there at certain times, early in the morning, before tide comes in. Really good experience. So yeah, but it wasn't cheap. But I bet it's even doubled in price now. So that were like 6 years ago we went there. Okay. So yeah, where else did we go? Last year, in 2025, we did another good one, and that was Vietnam and oh no, I tell a lie, we were Punta Cana, wasn't it? Punta Cana last year. But the year before that, in 2024, we went to Cambodia and Vietnam, and that was a very, very close second. The room was better, fantastic room. Just when we did 3 days in Cambodia, 3 days in Hanoi, that's North Island. Then we did 3 days in Saigon, the bottom of the island, and then we went to Hainan, something like that. And the hotel we stayed was right on the beach. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend it. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions from me? Any more bars you want me to try? Okay. What would be your worst holiday, though? My worst holiday. We went to a place, Mas Palomas, in Gran Canaria. And we stayed at this hotel. I can't remember. It was in Playa de Ingles somewhere. So they checked us into this hotel. So we got in his room, and it was in a blooming cellar. No, you open window, and there was no outlook whatsoever. So they moved us to this other room. It was still no better. It was just, the food was just a bun fight. Everybody around pool just screaming and shouting. It was, I couldn't wait to get away from it. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the hotel because it's one of those that you forget. But yeah, I've been to some dodgy ones. And also not some good ones in Tenerife either. Pyramids. If you stayed in Pyramids in Tenerife, some of these hotels are just like big blooming echo chambers. Horrible, horrible places. Cheers. It makes it all worthwhile, knowing that people enjoy them and stuff like that. I'm trying to learn. I mean, I am trying to learn as I go along. I still find myself as pretty new to this YouTube vlogging stuff. So I'm still learning on job. I watch other vloggers as well to try and take a little bit of, advice from them and stuff like that. And when I look at #Brady, I think it's time for me. Yeah, he's been at it 8 years, and I was a multimillionaire. So I'm only in my first year. I'm not a millionaire yet, and I can't see it happening anytime soon. But it'd be good just to earn a few quid just to pay for next holiday. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a good bit of fun as well. And also, when you go on holiday by yourself, believe it or not, it's a little bit of company as well. A little bit of company speaking into the camera. So just, give you something to do. Yeah. Your videos are really refreshing. Mashtag is a genuine nutter. He is a genuine nutter, but he's minted. Yeah, he's minted. I like watching him. But I think he's getting a little bit greedy, though, because he's got about 4 channels now. He's got Mashtag 02. Then he's got another one he does a channel with another person. So he's at least got 3 channels, if not 4. but they're all making some money, and they've all got loads of subscribers. So I am up to, my number of subscribers now, guys, is 7,000, nearly 7,600. It should be 600 by end of tonight. I'll have a look. Let's see how many we've got. 7,592. So hopefully it might be 600 by tomorrow. I would love to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. Love to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. So yeah, like, subscribe, share, and hype my videos and everything else. So yeah, that'd be good. And he's on Spotify video now. I know. He's on them all. But I've tried going on to what's that other one? TikTok. I put videos on TikTok. Not making it. It's not doing anything, you know. The main one is I get YouTube sorted out first. Try and crack that one. Once I've sorted YouTube out, then I'll see about doing something else. Yeah, still growing it. Still learning. And I try and improve my videos as I do it, learn from my mistakes and stuff like that. And yeah, it's all good fun. Sometimes the wife's okay with it. You know, she's not as enthusiastic as me, obviously. That's a woman thing, isn't it? But yeah, I don't mind being in camera. I've been watching a couple of vloggers though. I was watching one the other night, Yorkshire Lee. He's really good, Yorkshire man, and he got bloody attacked getting a pizza because he had his camera out. So him and his mate were videoing in pizza shop, talking amongst themselves. The guy served his pizza and asked him what we're videoing, and he said, "No, we're videoing ourselves. We're just talking amongst ourselves." And the guy got really aggressive. He chased him out at pizza shop, knocked his pizza out of his hand, what he just bought, and his mum chased him up road. Right psycho, right nutter. And also another guy I was watching as well. What's his name? Eddie's Adventures. I think he's been attacked a few times as well. Just what you normally find is when you're walking past the lucky men, you know, they might be into something a bit dodgy. So they don't want to be on camera, so they get a little bit nasty if you get them on camera. So the plan is, if you know you're coming up to some of these guys on streets, you know, these lucky men, put your camera away because they might get a bit aggressive. Yeah, Lee, it's good to watch that video. Shocking. Did you watch that? I'm assuming you did. Yeah. Yeah, he didn't do nothing wrong. He was a bit shocked, actually. Scotsman's Kevin got his phone slapped out of his hand at the Europa a year or two ago. I better watch myself then, Ben. I better watch what I'm doing. But I try and keep let's have a look. I do walk around my camera, but I am conscious of who I'm filming. Obviously, if I know people are getting uncomfortable with it, I don't video people who don't want to be videoed. Even when I go onto a beach, I try and avoid filming people there because obviously if there's kids around and stuff, you can't do anything like that. You can't film them. But I've seen people that do. I'm not bothered to just film anyone on beach. I'm not bothered, but I don't. I respect people's privacy. So yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, cheers, guys. I've got one can of lager in the fridge. Might have that. I went to Lidl. And my mate was telling me, "Oh, you can get this lager. It's Madri, a fake Madri, just because the can looks the same. But it's not a bad lager, actually. It's a public at our end of the day. You're doing nothing wrong." Oh no. If they're in public, yeah. But I think when you go into restaurants and stuff, but I've not really been approached yet. No one's made any comments to me yet. But yeah, probably will be at some stage. But just be polite and just handle it good, don't you? But yeah. So So what else have we got planned? We've got a cruise booked for August, so that'll be some good vlogging. I've never been on a cruise before. I've liked the idea of going on a cruise, but it's just all the people that I don't like. You know, when you go into these all-inclusive hotels and you're going for your breakfast and you're going for your dinner, and it's just a bun fight and everyone's pushing and shoving. I can't do with that. So that's why the wife says you might not like to go on a cruise then, because it's a lot of bodies and a lot of pushing and shoving. I just like the idea of the boats. They're so big. You've got theatres on there, casinos, loads of restaurants and bars. But I think the first day you get on, everybody's around out there. But a day in, I think everyone finds the way, and it starts to thin out a bit, I think. And especially when you get sea days. Sorry, when people are on their excursions and stuff, they'll be all off at boat. So me and Mrs. says, you know, we'll let them go on their excursion and we just stay on boat and just, stretch his feet. Enjoy the peace. That was a good one. The one time we went to Vietnam last year, and we got on this like riverboat down the Halong Bay River, is it, with hot rocks? Really, really good. Anyway, we was on this boat. We told them it was our anniversary, so we got right at the front of the boat, the best room on the boat. Sunbeds, the little sun decks, sunbeds and all that lot. It was really, really good. Anyway, there was an excursion, so they was taking everybody off the boat up to a little village off this little beaten track. But me and the wife says, we're only on this boat, you know, overnight. We've got this absolutely fantastic room, fantastic views. We've got a bottle of champagne. Why do we want to go traipsing up a hill to see a village? So we stayed on board. And we was basically the only ones on the boat. So everybody got off the boat on the little tender thing. Okay. They're all marching up this track. And the river boat sets off with just me and the wife on, up and down the river, enjoying all the scenery, all the views, all the rocks. It was absolutely fantastic. Me and the missus sat on the front of the boat with the feet up, sipping champagne. Fantastic. And then we saw the tender coming back about 2 or 3 hours later, and they're all sailing. You know, they're coming past front of the boat where we were, sipping champagne, and they're all giving it all looking. Anyway, we spoke to a few of them later that night, and we told them that we just stayed on the boat and we really enjoyed the piece. And they says, yeah, we saw you. And you know something, I wish we'd have done the same. So we're a right blooming trek up that hill, and there were not to see. So absolutely loved it. Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. But some of the scenery there, if you ever get a chance to go to Vietnam, I highly recommend it. Absolutely fantastic. One of my best holidays I've had. Yeah. We did Halong Bay, Mekong River. We saw all temples. It was amazing. And Cambodia as well, down Pub Street and all temples again. It was really, really good. What else? Yeah, so yeah, we've got the cruise then in August, and we've got some. Now this cruise in August is supposed to be all inclusive. You know, you get your drinks, you get your meals. But we did some YouTube videos to see what it was like. It's the MSC Virtuosa, and it holds about 6,000 people, all in bodies. 6,000 people and about 2,000 crew. But when we watched this YouTube video, people were saying, no, at lunchtime, dinner time, it's a bit of push and shove, especially when it's a sea day, when everybody's on board. But we've been told a few tips to do, you know, go to other end, away from main door. It's a bit quieter down there. But there's loads of stuff you've got to pay for on top of everything on the boat. You know, other meals you might have to pay for extra. If you want like ice creams, you got to pay extra. Like activities, bowling and stuff, you got to pay extra. So yeah, it's going to be pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. Have any of you guys been on a cruise before? Have you any been on a cruise? Because I've spoke to a few people that have been on cruises, and they tend to go on another one, and another one, and another one. So they must enjoy them. They must enjoy them. Anyway, I might just be flying as the snow starts falling. That'd be good. I've done that before now. Yeah. Last time I went away in, I think it was Playa Blanca in January 25. It was really bad snow. It was snowing. As we were getting on plane, there were hot snow drifts. And it was that snow that stuck around. It didn't move for about a week because of the cold weather. So it was, icy roads and stuff like that. But then as we landed back to Bradford, hot snow had gone. It must have rained or warmed up, so we got past most of dodgy weather, so it wasn't too bad. So normally, yeah, I mean, I was telling Mrs., it's not worse when you go away on holiday, especially in, June, July, August, September, when it's relatively warm here, and then you go abroad, and then, the weather's not as good. You know what I mean? So I said to Mrs. and says, what we want to do is, stay here during the summer months, and then January, February, March, go abroad, the cold months, October, November, December. But yeah. And then during not that we get a really good summer here, do we really? You might get 2 or 3 days and you get a bit of rain and so on. So, but hey ho, that's life. So, I'm going to look for this beatbox. Never heard of it before. Never heard of it. And you said it's down by the harbour, marina somewhere, yeah? So I'll give that a go for a breakfast because I don't like a good breakfast. What else do I need to go to? Sounds like a plan. All the winter somewhere. Hot and wonderful. I know. Yeah. The missus was looking at a place. I think it might be in Scarthos. For 3 months. 3 months. It was about £1,600 for 3 months. In the winter months. Like December, January, February, something like that. I think about 1,600 per person for 3 months. No, that's not bad, is it? No, that's why a lot of these pensions go abroad, don't they, during winter months. Yeah, it might not be absolutely cracking the flags, but it'd be warmer than here. I could do that. Yeah, if I could get my work abroad, I could do that, definitely. So, any of you guys got any plans? Any plans, anything you want to try, anything you want to do? If you fancy going to Punta Cana, I've been there. Thailand, really, really nice. Bangkok, Singapore. If you get a chance to go to Singapore, that's really, really nice. Really enjoyed that place. Really, really clean. I never saw one bit of litter anywhere. Went to St. Lucia about 8 years ago. Went to one of these, what are these big hotels called? These big, massive, posh hotels. There's a chain of them. Oh, what they call now? Come on. A well-known brand of hotel. And they do all St. Lucia, Jamaica, they do all them kind of places. Can anyone think of it? Yeah. But yeah, St. Lucia, did Jamaica, went to Bob Marley's birthplace, Bob Marley's recording studio. So that was good. So I highly recommend Jamaica. I went to this, I think it was Secrets Hotel. It was a big complex. So you could use all the amenities, all the pools, all the bars and everything else. It was really, really good. Really enjoyed it. I just love travelling. If I could, I'd be away every month. I really would. But money, innit? I'm not a mash tag yet. Always wanted to go to Gracelands, but America is a scary place. Yeah, the wife wants to do all that. She wanted to do all the music places, the Mississippi. Is it Mississippi? Where they do all jazz and all that kind of thing. She wants to go there, and then she wants to go to Gracelands as well to see Elvis's birthplace and his house and whatnot. I think my brother goes to America in June or July, and I think they're going over there because they like America. They've been a few times. They went last year as well, so they're going back. So they must like it. But I've heard some places can be a little bit sketchy. So you got to be careful where you go. But yeah, you definitely won't go walking around some of these cities on a night. Yeah. The same in Jamaica and Dominican Republic. Well, you can't go out your hotel at night. So they say. Because you might lose your wallet. But then again, you can lose it in Puerto Rico, can't you, probably? If you get your camera out at the wrong person. Yeah. Hello to everyone who's just joined us. Who've we got in? Bonking, yeah, thank you very much. Kevin's still here. It says we've got 4 in, but I can't see other names. I cannot see the other names. Type me hello. Say hello, so then I can see who you are. We've got a Hardy Core Porsche, is it? Really looking forward to another series in Puerto Rico. Yeah, so am I. Absolutely love it. I love Puerto Rico. It'll always have a place in my heart with Puerto Rico. I just love it. It was on about violence in certain resorts, and I was telling. I was watching Eddie Adventures the other night. He was doing a live chat as well, and I says the safest place I've been is Puerto Rico, Gran Canaria, and the reason for that is because when you go to Lanzarote, you go to Tenerife, you go to other places, the bars are a bit scattered. Some of them are walking distance. And then you got to walk far to your hotel and stuff to get back after you've had a skinful. But with Puerto Rico, you've got the shopping centre at the bottom. All the bars are there. So you don't have to walk in, down back alleys or streets to get to another bar because all the bars are there all together. And then same with the Europa Centre. All the bars are there. They're all pretty close. And I stayed last time at the Calador side. If you guys go to Puerto Rico regularly, you know where I mean. But when you're walking down the stairs, you can see down the stairs. You can see down the steps. So you can see there's no one hanging around, so it's safe. Unlike other places where you're going down streets and back alleys and stuff. So I think Puerto Rico's the safest place I've been to. So yeah. So pickpockets about. You can usually tell a group of them, but that's everywhere these days. I know. I try and keep my. If I've got any money on me, I put it in my front pocket. Same with my phone as well. I put it in my front pocket. Nothing in my back pocket. But yeah, I know you got to be careful. Especially some of these bars as well.